Hello, this is Onyx Tarot Guide, and today I'm going to be doing the Gypsy Witch fortune telling playing card. So, thank you all so much for hitting the like button and subscribing. I do appreciate it. I'm going to take you through the box, the guidebook, how I shuffle, and how I use the cards. So, stay tuned. So, I kind of found this card deck like kind of on a whim. I think that when you're typically looking for card decks and stuff like that, you are really looking for like a big card deck, a big box. So these were $7.95. I got it like this little store, this little like eclectic store that has a bunch of stuff in it, a bunch of random stuff, and then they have tarot cards, stuff like that. And here's the instruction book. So it is kind of interesting, and it does show you how to do like their spreads and stuff like that. Short reading, long reading. It also does show you, some of the cards and how they connect with the other cards, and how to read them, because they kind of tell a story. I do think it may be kind of easier to kind of like utilize the cards as you shuffle them out. Okay, so this is the card box. Like I said, you may find this randomly tucked away because it's so little, but I do really love these cards as far as them telling some type of story. Okay, so here are the cards, which I really like the pictures. They do look like just a typical card deck. However, they're much more because they have words in the corner. Okay, so like the eye, when near, denotes great interest taken by friends. When distant, it signifies suspicion. The dog, if near, represents true friends. If distant and surrounded by clouds, beware of unsuspected enemies. So like you could basically use these cards and clarify out quite a bit. The lion presages a sudden shock from bad news. And then say you pull that for someone or pull that during a reading, you can go ahead and sit and clarify with tarot. So that's why I really like these cards. They all have something on them. And you know what's interesting? Some of the times these cards say, hey, if it's by, like for instance, number 46, the railroad forecasts a long journey. If near 44, a serious accident. If near 29, a robbery. I do find it is really actually interesting to shuffle these out and see like how they fall out, because sometimes it's happened a couple times where the cards that they said, oh, if it's near this, then that, like I've had the cards in the same spread. So I really do, I think this is a great deck to have, especially for the price point. I am going to sit these out for you guys so you all can see them. But overall, I do think, especially if you're looking for, a good story, or you're trying to investigate or, find out something in a reading, these are great cards to use. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna put these out for you all, but yeah, I do find that if you want a direct story about something, especially if you're utilizing other cards, or even if you're utilizing this spread, like, oh, I'm gonna shuffle and then I'm gonna see what comes out, and then traditionally if you use 3 or 4 tarot cards, that's a spread. And so these spreads are always interesting, so there's a lot to come from using these. These kind of remind me of one of the Lenormand decks that I do have, that I will tag below for you all. But I do like how how interesting and how just juicy the stories can get, because of what is written on these cards. Okay, so they do have things like the heart, the book, the house. Like I said, for $8 or how much it is, and wherever you all are, because I know you're all over. Yeah, I think it's a great deal, especially if you're wanting to pull a card or pull a spread to tell a story that otherwise you may not have received with just utilizing a tarot card deck. Okay, so overall, I do love this card deck. I do love how this is kind of how I shuffle these, like that, because I like to see them kind of fly out and see what comes out sometimes. They more so fly out when there's like a whole deck, but otherwise you can basically shuffle them just like traditional card decks because they are very, they're the traditional card deck size. So if you all have this card deck, you all let me know what you think, okay? What you think, what kind of readings you get with these cards. But otherwise, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for hitting the like button, subscribing, and thank you all so much for watching.